YouTube, I have here GAS Core Audio Alpha Series 12D2. So it is a cheap €100, €99 costly stamp steel basket entry-level subwoofer. We will be checking out some of the features on the outside here. Actually my lamp is broken, so we cannot see it very well, but we tried it anyhow. Later on this video we will be checking out some excursion test and some parameters, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, the subwoofer is a very entry-level subwoofer with the pricing of €100, 2-inch voice coil, power handling of around 350 watts RMS and 700 peak. This comes in between of those really dirt cheap ones that you should not buy. So between this and the next ones give you much more oomph, but they are around 150 to €200. So why would you buy this one? Well, first of all, it has a beauty ring. That is a big thing in these cheap subwoofers, as I don't really dig of this look when you have everything like in bare bones. Now the landing here, upper surround here, the landing is really wide and it's glued completely. They are using a pretty hard but a little bit elastic glue. I think it's really sticky one in this case, so this should be good enough for the surround to be connected and held together. So I'm just trying to take some of this off here, and I'm not having a bad time so far. Yes, I managed to take it off. So it's not epoxy or it's not CA glue, it is just some elastic glue. Then we have a really soft and well, this is rubbery upper surround. You can like easily bend it like this. It just bends back up like normal. So it is a very a good and a bad thing. These surrounds tend to have a little bit more torquing. I mean torquing when it deforms when it is in maximum excursion. And actually I can try it in here because this is so soft base. If I press gently down to bottom, as you can see there, it starts to torque, so starts to deform a little bit. And can I hit the bottom? I think I'm hitting the bottom, so this subwoofer can bottom out. Well, the excursion should be like 6-7 centimeters, so it will be really rough for the subwoofer to play that high excursion, especially with a 350 RMS. Now, pressed paper cone, double stitching all around. This is actually paper dust cap, or I'm saying in Finnish a cardboard dust cap, but it's paper dust cap. Nice logo there, painted on, not a sticker or anything. Underneath here we can see that it has a double dual ohm voice coil, so double leads, double push terminals, nice glue tabs here, so they won't like turn around, they stick together really nicely. And then the wires here go through the spider. Oh, how can I show it to you? Like so, probably, yes, a little bit down. So as you can see, they go on top of the spider to the back side, and in here or on this side, in here, let me just turn it a little bit around. In here you can see a nice glue landing on there. It is actually epoxy glue. It is really hard, so if I take this metal piece here and try to scratch it, I can like easily scratch it, but it's not elastic. So and it is wide. It is like really wide bead all around here. So the surround up in here and spider down here is really good glued in. And let me just check what kind of glue they have been using with this one. This is probably the same glue that has been used on up here, because it feels elastic, but it has been sucked in the paper cone, so it is really good glue here to use. Now underneath here, underneath the spider, we have a mesh here that prevents any dust or any debris going into the voice coil. The voice coil, as I mentioned earlier, is a 2-inch voice coil. The spiders down in here are really soft, so this should be like really nice playing bass. Really soft suspensions actually. On the parameters we can see here it has a FS of 37, we'll see those parameters later here. Efficiency of around 88.5 decibels per meter, and that's about it, not much information there. But let's check the magnet next. These really cheap stamped steel basket frames are quite a handful when you're trying to hook them up, because it is really light and really hard to get it properly. If you have little bends on the plywood or the MDFs, you tend to a little bit shift the basket in some ways, but this has quite nice of these little strengthening parts all around, so this should be okay. But I've seen a basket like this going like shifting, the motor shifting like a little bit on this side, so it takes the coil, starts to rub on the centerpiece. Now the magnet here is 40 millimeters thick, so it has two 20 millimeters magnets, and the width is around 13.4, 13.8 actually, 13.8 centimeters. Behind here we see a little bump here, so it allows the coil to move a little bit more extra. The top plate is really small, like 8 millimeters or so. If I just check it around here, it should be around 8 millimeters. Yes, 8 millimeters, and the back plate also really slim. Now I really like these cheap subwoofers, because these are the entry-level subwoofers that people start to use. Now gas car audio, actually fun fact, Great American Sound, Swedish brand. Okay then, so let's check the excursion in here. So it was that one. As I played in a free space, and I played with a 4000 watt amplifier, I fed around 10 amps maximum inside. So here's a little excursion. It takes quite of a beating and quite nice excursion without any torques in the when we are playing it. Although we can use our hand in here to make it torques out, but if you are actually on the video, I usually stop the gain control or the maximum volume control to the point where it starts to make some kind of mechanical noise. Now little mechanical noise is accepted, and on the videos you should probably hear like me chatting around or have the equipment all around a little bit shaking, but the excursion is really nice and it took it really easily. Now then we're gonna check the parameters of the subwoofer. I can actually have, they are in here. I just reset them and change our image to here. Okay, and then I will be connecting it to a 1 ohm, I think, yes, 1 ohm, two double dual ohm voice coils set in parallel, and we have a 1 ohm load. If the coils are not proper 2 ohm coils, we should be seeing it very soon here, that if they are like 2.1 ohms or something like that. The 2-inch voice coil is really small. It's actually a round copper coil, so it can handle the 350 watt RMS, but it's you can like use it around 1000 watts or something like this, but just keep in mind that you cannot play it full tilt whole night. Oh, actually I made a mistake here. I made a mistake. Cool. So this should go here, and this actually should go here. But if you're using like an enclosure, a musical enclosure, I would suggest around 40 to 50 liter enclosure with a 4-inch port And we'll be just hooking these in here so we can play the sine wave really soon, or the sine sweep. That's in there. I will be just raising a little bit so the back hole can breathe. And that's about it. We'll see now on the parameters. It has 1.084 ohm, so it's just a little bit above 2 ohm per coil. 34 hertz resonance frequency. Actually the factory says 37, so this has been driven in a little bit more. QTS 0.57, QES 0.76, QMS 2.398. That's actually really low, so I think this should be like proper subwoofer even in sealed enclosure. Now high QMS tends to be a little bit peaky bass and have a good motor force, so I think that this subwoofer should be around normal bass setup or even in sealed enclosure. Now what do you think about the features of this subwoofer, this rubber surround, really rubbery surround? I think this is quite okay because the foam surround tends to have a little bit of degradation in the when it's UV light or sun is shining or something like this. It's on the time when the years go by, it tends to break every now and then, but these rubber surrounds just handle beating really well. One thing to keep in mind, if this breaks, it's quite hard to find a glue to replace, to repair it. The foam ones are easier to repair, but this, if you don't push your when you're screwing them in, you don't break them in that way, it will be okay for a long time. Now actually I forgot to test something. This is a 27mm wide and the height is around 16mm. Well, that is a really nice small subwoofer for the price of 99 euros. Actually now on sale on Hifi store at around 85 euros. Really cheap one for the quality of the subwoofer. These are not meant to be like the best of the best subwoofers. Hey, look at it. It's not the subwoofer that you buy and burp like 15,000 watt in it. These subwoofers are for entry level, those who want a reliable bass for the low wattages that comes from their little amplifiers, down to like 200, 100, 200 watts up to like 700, 800 watts, maybe 1000 watts if in proper enclosure. And the enclosure should be around 40 to 50 liters with a 4-inch Aero port. I think this is a great subwoofer. I think Gas has made a really good coming. The old subwoofers were a little bit, let me just say, the marketing was too aggressive for them, and I really did not like the way the old subwoofers handled. They were quite okay, but this has done many things right. It is plain simple subwoofer with lots of good things. Now it's not the sexiest subwoofer around, but it does the job well. Now what do you think about these small, really cheap subwoofers, or these series of me testing these subwoofers? If you have like anything to comment about, please leave a comment. If you have like equipment I should have in here to check something out, I will try to buy them and make my videos even more informative for you guys. As I get my hands on this kind of subwoofers and test equipment actually quite easily because of the lot of views on the YouTube, and thank you for watching. I really thank you for watching, because you guys are the ones who keep me going doing this stuff and making me wanting to test new subwoofers and new stuff and making videos for you guys. Now like if you like, dislike if you dislike, you are allowed to dislike, yes. Dislike if you disliked, and please share to your friend if your friend is thinking about buying a really cheap subwoofer. Links are in description. I'm afraid that the links in description are majority in Finnish, but you will find yourself your local seller. I think you can find these in Europe, but I'm not sure if the gas car audio is actually in like in USA or something like that. But here is a great sub for the price. Just a little bumping bass in your backseat to make life a little bit more musical. Thank you for watching, and I see you on the next video. Bye bye!